Hello and welcome back. This week, we're jumping right into week 22 of pregnancy, and let me tell you, this is a big one. We're talking about huge sensory milestones for the baby and some pretty surprising changes for you too. It's going to be an amazing journey, so let's get into it. Okay, I know what you're thinking. That sounds like the start of a strange joke, right? But seriously, the answer to this question is actually the key to everything happening this week. Trust me, this is all about discovery, and it all starts with this fruit. So here we are. At 22 weeks, your baby is about the size of a papaya. It's kind of wild to think about, but this comparison really helps you wrap your head around their incredible growth. I mean, they've gone from a tiny little cell to someone you can almost imagine holding in your hands. Let's break down the numbers. We're looking at a baby who's now roughly 11 inches long, that's about 28 centimeters, and weighs around 15 ounces, or 430 grams. Seriously, next time you're at the store, just pick up a papaya. Feeling that weight in your hands gives you a real, tangible sense of your baby's size right now. It's pretty amazing, isn't it? But size is really just one part of the story. The big news this week, the real game changer, is the sense of touch. It is coming alive. The baby's world is basically turning into this amazing tactile playground, and they are the star explorer. This is where their brain starts to build a map of their own body. So, what's actually happening in there? Well, for starters, their grip is becoming surprisingly strong. They're probably grabbing onto the umbilical cord, maybe even giving it a little tug. But don't you worry, that cord is way tougher than it looks. It can handle it. This is all about that powerful instinct to explore, using their hands to feel their own face, their legs, their tiny little fists for the very first time. And this is where it gets really, really profound. Through all of this touching and exploring, they are literally learning where they end and the rest of the world begins. This isn't just a random movement. It's the very beginning of self-awareness being hardwired directly into their brain. Mind-blowing stuff. So while your little one is busy mapping their world by touch, another crucial sense is quietly getting ready for its grand opening. Yep, we're talking about sight. The foundation is being laid, even though they can't actually see a thing just yet. So their eyelids are still fused shut for now, but don't let that fool you. There is a whole construction project going on underneath. The irises, the part that will one day give their eyes that beautiful, unique color, they don't have any pigment yet. But deep inside, the tear ducts are starting to form, getting ready for that very first cry. It's all prep work for the big wide world. Of course, all this incredible work isn't happening in a bubble. This is a team effort, a tandem journey. And on the other side of this partnership, the expecting parent is going through their own profound set of changes. And some of them pop up in the most unexpected places. Okay, so let's shift gears and talk about you. The physical changes are probably getting a lot more noticeable now, and honestly, some of them can be pretty surprising. Here's a question for you. Have you tried to put on your favorite pair of shoes recently and thought, hang on, do these shrink? If so, you are definitely not alone. It's a super common experience around this time, and believe it or not, there's a fascinating reason for it. I'd like you to meet relaxin. It's a pregnancy hormone, and its name pretty much says it all. Its main job is to loosen up the ligaments in your pelvis to get everything ready for delivery. But here's the thing. Relaxin isn't very targeted. It kind of works on all the ligaments in your body, including the ones in your feet. This can cause your feet to literally spread out a bit. You add some normal pregnancy swelling to the mix, and boom, tight shoes. So, what can you do about this overachieving hormone? Well, sometimes the best advice is the simplest. This week's #1 practical tip is just to give those feet a well-deserved break. There are really 2 easy ways to find some relief. First, put your feet up whenever you get the chance. Elevating them helps with circulation and can really bring down that puffiness. And second, this is the perfect excuse to invest in comfort. Go ahead and get that pair of comfy, supportive slip-on shoes. Your feet will absolutely thank you for it. So as we wrap up our look at week 22, we're already peeking ahead. And I'm telling you, you're going to want to get ready because what's coming next is one of the most incredible, almost science fiction-like milestones of this entire journey. This whole process is just a series of one amazing moment after another, right? Each one building on the last. And week 23 sets the stage for something absolutely fundamental to life itself. And there it is. Just let that sink in for a second. Next week, your baby starts practicing for their very first breath. Long before they'll actually need to breathe air, they'll start making the motions, training their muscles and reflexes for that critical, life-giving moment outside the womb. It is truly, truly astounding. So, from a papaya-sized explorer figuring out their own hands and feet to your body adapting in some pretty wild ways, week 22 is a landmark for sure. What part of all this did you find the most fascinating? Drop a comment below and let us know. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you for the next explainer.